Yeah, but that's another interesting thing about the book to me, because obviously it's clearly a very critical look at Wayne, but it again doesn't fall into the trap of just saying, well, he's this weak-willed dunce who needs a right-hand man to tell him everything to do, which makes him out to be like completely without his own agency. And I think that you do a good job of like describing his character flaws in that regard, but then pointing out that, yeah, like, look, the NRA, even with all of the corruption or the siphoning off of NRA money for personal expenses, which you detail to a very specific degree in this book, even with all of that, Wayne and the NRA have managed to have, and Ackerman McQueen and even Brewer have managed to have a lot of success and managed to be effective as, an operating group, even with all this stuff going on. And I think that, again, it would be much easier to just fall into the trap of saying, of painting all these things and then ignoring the reality that they are a real and very effective group, even with all this going on.
Yeah, I think a sober retelling of the story requires that you take the characters and the organizations seriously, right? That it's easy to fall into the trap, like you said, of these people becoming parody. But, Wayne LaPierre, for all of his flaws, has maintained his position at the head of the NRA when a lot of people have come and gone. And the NRA, for all its many challenges over the years, is still up and at 'em. And that its main asset, which is millions and millions of passionate members, remains there to be activated and mobilized. It's an indisputable fact that Washington, D.C. right now, there's a Democratic House, there's a Democratic Senate, and a Democrat in the White House. And I haven't heard, Steve, I'm sure you haven't heard any very serious measures, gun control legislation, come up for debate. It's just not really being discussed right now. And we wouldn't be giving a sober analysis of the situation to discount the NRA's role in that.
Yeah, that's the important thing I think to remember here is the NRA is still very popular, still very effective. And so was Ackerman McQueen when they worked with the NRA. So has Bill Brewer has been effective in a number of cases that he's done with the NRA. It doesn't necessarily, that obviously doesn't justify all of the ways that they've used NRA members' money, especially given who the average NRA member is, because I think that's one of the core things, and something you talk at length about in the book is like whose money this is that's being diverted for private jets and for yacht trips and for fancy suits and for, Bill Brewer's legal expenses. These people who fund the NRA in large part are regular middle-class Americans, and it's their money that's being subject to this.
Yeah. And I think, writing this book, I did over 120 interviews with folks in this space, right? The vast majority of these people are perfectly aligned with the NRA's policy goals and have been very supportive of the NRA in the past and its membership. And so one of the major reasons why people talk to me, a reporter who in past years and different times they would never talk to. I mean, NRA folks are famously tight-lipped and secretive, particularly around reporters. But one of the reasons people felt compelled to tell these stories was they had felt deeply betrayed by the direction of the National Rifle Association under Wayne LaPierre's leadership and the actions and misconduct of senior officials. They felt really very badly on behalf of the people who are contributing $5, $10, $15 a month to the NRA, thinking that it's going to be used on Second Amendment advocacy, and instead it going to private jets, lavish meals, trips, so on and so forth.